Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on a simple dialog tree structure. So it's like this. Let me show you the design. So here, when player first go to this character, we have option to talk or ignore. Then if I select to talk, after saying something, the NPC will reply, and then I am presented with three more options: straight, disturbed, doubtful. And similarly, if I select this don't be afraid option, so if I select talk option, I have three options: how can I help, don't be afraid, and what happened to you. And for each of these options I have three more options. So we have like three levels in this dialog tree, and that's what I'm going to work on today. So at the moment we don't have any of the audio recordings, so anything, just the text. So here now we have the two options, talk or ignore. If I press 1, I have these three options: straight, disturbed, doubtful. So when I select one of these, player will say something and NPC will respond accordingly. But at the moment we don't have that part. But let me just select an option. So yeah, and after that control returns. So similarly here, if I select ignore, it just goes away. Alright, so let's see how to do this today. Right, so this is the design I have. So in this example, this is what I want to do. At the moment, if I walk to the enemy, I just have some random options, 4 options, but those are not the real options I want to have. So when I go here, what I need to have is these two choices: talk to woman or ignore her. Actually here this character is supposed to be a woman, but I'm not worried about that for the moment, because I am focused on implementing the dialog tree structure for now. Later on we can work on other details. The important part is the dialog tree. Okay, so if I ignore, then the conversation should end here and player should be able to walk around again freely. And if I choose to talk, well, yeah, there should be a text: who are you? Then this is player's dialogue, player character. Then the other one says, does it really matter, blah blah blah. So yeah, after that we are presented with another set of choices: how can I help, or don't be afraid. Yeah, how can I help and don't be afraid, and what happened to you. Those are the three choices in the conversation we have next. So if I choose X, that means how can I help. Woman says you can if you choose, and then I am presented with three more choices, which says straight answer, or a disturbed, or doubtful. So that relevant statement from the dialogue from the player are these: I don't have time for these riddles, or what do you mean to choose, I'm not sure what to do, like this. Then according to our selection, the other character talk as well and end the conversation. So this has like 3 levels in the tree, in the dialog tree. So how can we implement something like this in Unreal? Okay, so let's try something like this. I have created this dialogs folder. Let's create a custom data structure, dialog. Here I'll add 2 text. Actually we will need later on sequences and recordings, everything, but for now let's just add two simple texts. First one is player text, and the next one is response text. And also this text means whatever the thing that player says and the NPC character says. So this is like the this one, this is the option, this one and this one, these are the options. So let's add another one. Let's call it option label. I don't have any other proper name. And after that we need a way to point to the subsequent dialogues. So maybe let's add an integer array to next dialogs, so we can say which dialogues which options needs to be activated next if player select this one. Okay, now this is one dialog entry. Here I'll create another structure log tree. Here in the type of dialog, and this should be an array. I'll call this dialog entries. Okay. Now this third person character NPC, this is the one we have here. Now let's go to the parent character. Here let's add a variable dialog tree in the type of dialog tree. Okay, I'll make this public. Now let's in this character here I'll here we have the dialog tree. Let's add an entry according to the design I have. Well, actually this represents the player's part as well, but that also makes sense because this part only relevant to this character. First two choices, talk to the woman or ignore her. Those are the two choices we have. Talk, ignore. I'm not going to use ignore her or to the woman part because this is not a woman, but you understand. And the player text. If player choose to talk, the next part is how can I help. Maybe we should implement overhead text or something to show these things because I don't have actual dialogues. And ignore, if I ignore, well, I don't really have to I don't really have any other texts, so that's it. And the next part, if I talk, these are the things I need to have. First one, let's consider this line. A straight response is this. Well, actually it's not a dialog, but I'll just show it. And the next one is disturbed. Let's visit back these confidence value changes, these things. At the moment, let's ignore those things and focus on implementing the dialog. Straight. Disturbed. What do you mean? To choose from what? Okay. Oh, when you find you will understand. Oh, that the one in the within the bracket is just some directions for the sequence. That part is not required. Yes. Okay. What else? Another option is don't be afraid. And after that, oh, I made a mistake. The mistake is first two choices are these: talk to woman and ignore her, and then this one, right? So first one should be actually let me move it here. Okay. What's the next one? Talk. This is wrong. This should be the first one. How can I help? And the response is this. And first one is talk. No player text or no response text. Actually talk to the woman, but just talk. So if I select how can I help, there is no player text, only the response text. So this should be you can, if you chose to, should go here. And ignore is like this, and straight this one, and player text is like this, the response text is like this. Okay, that part is okay. Finally we have don't be afraid. Okay, and we need another one. after don't be afraid we have, oh, I didn't add this doubtful choice. I only added straight disturbed. Okay, let me add it first before don't be afraid part. Don't be afraid is here. Before that I need to add doubtful. So doubtful, here player says this and NPC says this. Okay, and yeah, I really have to put this, the whole table, before defining the connections, so bear with me. Don't be afraid. There should be a space. Okay, that is already copied. Next one. Calm. You have nothing to be afraid of. Tell me what I need to do. Response, please choose wise, find her and talk to her. Another option, impatient. Okay. Another one, indifferent. Oh, 4 more to go. Other one is what happened to you. Response, it's a long story. And relevant to this one also we have 3 choices: disturbed, pitiful, indifferent. One, two, three. This is disturbed. Beautiful. response. Okay, I added them all. Now let's define the connections. First one is let me say talk. So if I talk, I need to these other options need to appear. How can I help? Don't be afraid. What happened to you? Three things. How can I help? How can I help is in the first one, and the other one is what happened to you, 10th element. Another one is, oh, don't be afraid. Before that we need don't be afraid. Where is it? Here, sixth one. 6 and 10. Okay. Next one, how can I help? After how can I help, we need a straight, disturbed, doubtful. Five, 3, 4, 5. Three, 4, 5. And if I ignore, nothing is there. If I select straight, that means this one. After that also nothing there. Okay, and if I select don't be afraid, calm, impatient, indifferent. Seven, 8, 9 should be next choices. 9. And those are in choices. Other one is what happened to you. For that we need disturbed, pitiful, indifferent. 11, 12, 13. Okay, right. Now when player goes to this character, instead of showing up the default one, I need to trigger the actual dialog I have assigned for this character. So how to do that? So I have here, what we do is we just call show choice through the BPI HUD. So let's modify this a bit now. Choices. That's important. And add dialog tree. As an input. Compile errors, and let's insert the dialog tree we have defined for this character. Right, now in the HUD, let's go to the HUD. We have show choices like this. Let me collapse these two into a separate node because these parts are about to get bigger. Choices. Right, now we have dialog tree here. I think we might need to promote this to a parameter. Okay, and we have a problem. So how do we know which dialog is the first one? A starting dialog. So for that, in the dialog tree, I'll add another variable, initial dialogs. This should be an integer array because we can have multiple dialogs or choices. Right, first one is talk, next one is ignore. Where is ignore? Ignore. Okay, ignore is number 2. So number 0 and number 2 are the initial choices. Why can't I see initial choices here? Try to compile. Alright, I think I have to compile the NPC character. Okay, initial dialog 0 and number 2. Right, now we need to display these two first. Alright. Here, for the choices, hit the dialog tree, split, get, wait, let's run for each loop here. And each array index from the dialog tree, again get dialog entry using the index and split this again. Here we have the text. choices. Let's make an array again. No. Let's promote this to a function. Get current choices, because not just for the initial one, the next ones also I am going to use this, and I'll make this a pure function. Here let's add a local variable choices string array add option label. And once completed, return the choices. Okay. Right, now if this part is working correctly, I should get, when I go to the character, I should get ignore and talk. Those are the only options I should get. Let's see. Talk and how can I help? That's wrong. What is that? Number 2 is ignore. Not how can I help. Number 1 is how can I help. Alright. Here we should use element, not the index. Okay, talk, ignore. If I press 2, now we need to implement the next part. How to do that? If I select talk, I should get the choices relevant for the talk. Relevant for talk, that means 0, 1, 6, 10. Okay. Now when I get a selection, choice index, we need a reference to the dialog entry represented by this index, and we can it here, I think. Yeah, let's promote this again to a variable. Let's call it current dialog. No, current choices. And let's add to that using this reference. Oh wait, if I recombine this, I can add it like this, and here now I have to break and only need the option label. And let's return that too, so that well, if I return that, it has to be a local variable. Yeah, so let me delete it. The reason to make it a local variable is because I need to return it here, and then if I set this to a variable in the HUD level, this will be always refreshed when I call to show options. Current choices. Okay. Now when I get the choice index, I already know the current choices I have, and from this we can get the choice index, the selected choice. And if I split this, I have next dialogs array. If the length of this array is 0, if it is larger than 0, that means I have other options. If it is not larger than 0, that means this is the end of the dialog. So I can simply call this part. Otherwise, I have to reuse this part. Let me duplicate like this. And we need this function as well. Get current choices, array is next dialogs. Alright, shall we test? Ignore. Oh, if I ignore, nothing happens. Yeah, that's correct. Let's talk. Okay, we got multiple choices and it ended. Why it suddenly ended? Yeah, I have this select option in the widget choices, so that's the reason it is removing after 1 second. So okay, here, so to fix that, what we need to do is temporarily let's add a delay of more than 1 second here. This is not that clean, but this should work. Talk. Oh, wait. The delay should happen not here. Here. Straight, disturbed, doubtful, and if I select straight, oh, I don't have further choices. Why? Yeah, actually I don't. We have only 2 levels, that's correct. Alright, so the system we set up is working, but it since we don't have any dialog recordings, or we don't have any other way to show the whatever the player and the other character is saying, it is not that obvious. So but I will continue working on this in the next episode as well, and for now I'm gonna stop this episode right here. And thanks for watching. As always, project files will be available for the download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye. And this episode is sponsored by this generous patron. Thank you very much for your support.